Well, ego, everyone has. Is all about how you deal with it. And I've been every gym that I've been to. There is always someone that's more over the top with it. But everyone has. I have ego. Everyone does have ego. But you need to be clever about. You need to understand that a lot of times, most of the times, the ego, it stops your progression. It stops you learn new things. It stops you to evolve, because you have such a competitive mind that you don't want to open up, and you don't want to give it a inch on your opponent because of your ego, because you don't want to lose in training. I believe myself that in training, that's when you have always a second time, always you have the third chance, and on and on. And that's very important to see that. Okay, so that's when you have to put everything on practice. That's when you have to try things different. And that's when you have the time for you to fine tune. That's when you have the time to get to know yourself, get to understand your limitations, get to understand what are your barriers that you cannot let the opponent cross. And take with it. It is very difficult, on the beginning, how to deal. The way that I developed, especially because when I came up, there was a lot of competitiveness on my academy. We all very competitive, and that's what makes us as well have that competitiveness in ourselves up until today. But one thing that I always noticed, that I was getting a little bit stuck when I had that ego. When I had that, no one can pass my guard, because if someone pass my guard, my friend here will laugh at me, or gonna talk, oh, did you see someone just pass brother's guard, and then I start dealing better with that and on my own mind, because if you keep thinking about what people's thinking, you're gonna hold you back. So the way that I decided to myself to easing out the ego in my mind was, okay, I'm gonna train with a lower belt, and then I'm gonna try something new. Okay, and then I'll try something new, and if it works, good. I keep taking the points that I like about it, and if it doesn't work, I'll try to recover myself and start play again, or I go and play myself my main game again. So usually I was like, okay, the first half of the training, I'm gonna train on my new things that I wanted to improve. Like that, come on, I was 18 when I was starting doing that, so I was pretty young, and I still learning how to deal with that ego, but that was a thing that worked for me at the time. So I used to work, okay, half of the time I was, okay, I'll give and try something new, because if it does work, okay, fair enough, I would have the extra half to prove myself right, and then I tried to do something different, didn't work, okay, the next half, I'm gonna go put my A game, and then like that I can feel myself, okay, I'm still, my game plan still work, okay, if I want it to work, but at the same time I gave it a shot or something, and at the same time you feel, okay, I know that if I put my A game, I still work. That's how I used to deal with myself. And until I just realized that, what's the problem if the guy passes my guard? What's the problem? That's going to just benefit myself to understand what are my limitations. And then when people pass my guard, that's fair enough, well played. Now I'm going to try to work on my escape, And then sometimes people mounted me, sometimes people tapped me. But this, I get the worst thing that can come, like you get frustrated about yourself that, okay, you need to improve your game if you focus on your A game. But if you try something new and then something's happened that the guy tapped you, or the guy took your back, or the guy passed your guard, it should be always a plus. It's always a learning process. Okay, as I said, when you're in the mat, that's when you have that chance. You cannot do this in a competition if you are a competitor. That's why it's the beauty of the journey in jiu-jitsu. It's a longevity. You have a long thing to come. It's not about the end. It's about on the journey itself, and you need to enjoy. So it's important for your improvement, so you to open up your mind to understand that, listen, we are not invincible. we tap, I tap to my students, you know, when I'm training. And this doesn't make me feel bad about it. It's actually making me feel good that I have someone good that knows what they're doing to train. You know, so you have a good reference, so you know that you're well-rounded with people around you that will help you on your progress as well, and they are improving and take what you are giving to them. And this is an amazing thing. So I take as my teammates are my family there that are pushing each other to everyone to get to the top. You know, it's not a race. I need to win the race. It's about the own personal journey. Okay, so when you improve yourself and then people around you improve themselves, the idea is to get as good as you can ever be. Otherwise, I would have stopped training. I would have stopped competing when I won the major tournaments 2 years in a row. So that's what keeps me going, you know, and then that's how I deal with my ego, and that's how I believe it helped myself to improve and to get to where I am today.